A shell organization is essentially a company that exists only on paper. It doesn't actually carry out any real business activities. Think of it like a company that doesn't have employees, products, or services that it produces or sells. Instead, it exists just to fulfill a specific purpose, often for financial or legal reasons. Now, you might be wondering, why would someone create a shell organization? There are a few common reasons why companies set up shell organizations. First, shell companies are often used to conceal ownership. For example, if someone wants to hide their identity while owning a business or property, they might use a shell company. This allows them to keep their involvement private. Second, shell companies can be used to reduce taxes. Some companies set up shell organizations in countries with lower taxes or more lenient regulations to legally avoid paying higher taxes in their home country. This practice is often seen in the financial world with international businesses. Lastly, shell organizations can sometimes be used in illegal activities. In some cases, shell companies are used for money laundering, fraud, or hiding assets. Criminals or dishonest businesses might set up these companies to move money around without attracting attention from regulators or authorities. Here's a simple example to illustrate. Imagine a company wants to buy a luxury car, but the owner doesn't want the public or the government to know they're the one making the purchase. The owner could create a shell company to buy the car, and on paper, the shell company would own it, not the individual. Another example. Suppose a large multinational company wants to reduce its tax burden. It might set up shell companies in countries with favorable tax laws, moving profits from one shell to another to avoid paying taxes in its home country. So, the important things to remember about shell organizations are they exist on paper but don't do business. They can be used for legitimate reasons, like protecting privacy or minimizing taxes. However, they can also be misused for illegal activities, like money laundering. If you're asked about shell organizations in an interview, here's a concise yet comprehensive way to respond. A shell organization is a company that exists only on paper and doesn't conduct real business activities. It's often created for financial, legal, or privacy reasons. For example, companies might use shell organizations to hide ownership, reduce taxes, or avoid legal responsibilities. While they can be used legally for business strategies, they can also be misused for illicit purposes, like money laundering or hiding assets. A common example is a company that sets up a shell organization in a country with low taxes to minimize its tax liabilities. This answer is simple, shows an understanding of the concept, and includes practical examples that could be used to impress an interviewer.